Our thoughts and feelings are our own and are not representative of Electronic Arts as a whole or anyone else.
Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Team Lift Anime. Man, we're starting to get some more of these episodes rolling. I'm starting to like it. This one today, we got a lot of email about this guy. They liked what he was doing and what he brought to the show. We're bringing him back for a second episode. Xane Lopez back in the studio with us. What's up, Xane? Hey, dude. Okay, first of all, last time we kind of touched on it. So tell us, you're doing your own game.
Yeah.
All right, doing game design. You have a name for the company?
Highlander Productions.
Highlander.
Yeah, like Highlander, but better.
So, okay, yeah, Highlander. Okay. And you are, I guess, writing your game?
Designing, writing, developing. The only thing I'm not doing is 3D work and materials. I have a guy for that.
Okay, cool. Man, so, all right. Do you have a website yet, or what do you got?
Yeah, HighlanderProductions.com.
So they can just go to HighlanderProductions.com and follow what's going on with the game.
Kind of. It has the option to subscribe to an RSS feed. There's actually no content on the site yet because I'm lazy and have been focused elsewhere. But in the coming weeks, I'll probably start posting on there more and more. I'm more active on Twitter, but most of that's more like fanboy stuff anyway.
But hey, that's all my Twitter is fanboy stuff. And every now and then I'll make a post about the show, but most of it's fanboy stuff and the trophies for the games that I'm playing. If you want to know what games I'm playing, that's the best way to do it. But cool. All right. Well, let's get into this. I brought you in today. We kind of talked about this. We're going to talk about summer 2017 anime. Mm-hmm. We're going to break it down, what we're watching, and what our favorites are so far.
I like it.
All right. Now, I'm watching quite a bit. And I didn't even think about this. Let me count this up. There's 2, 3. I'm going to just say 3. Hold on. Let's see. I got 12 series I'm watching.
Good God.
I'm only going to say 11 because one of them doesn't count. One doesn't count. So I'm going to say 11 series I'm trying to juggle. All right. And so of that, I'm going to have to try to pick of this 11. Like I'm actively watching these. I'm caught up to every one of these except anything that aired today. So that's the only thing I don't have.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to kick it off. I'm gonna try to go in alphabetical order. I got them all in alphabetical order, so I'm gonna hit you with one that I'm watching. You can tell me if you're watching it, and then we'll break it down. Okay?
All right.
And then we'll kind of go that way. But then you said something to me on the way here. We're gonna play this game too. We're also gonna pick our waifu of the season.
Well, I'm gonna nominate waifus.
You're nominating.
And after all the shows are done this season, I will probably have a waifu to pick for summer season. Best waifu, I will call it, because there's gonna be a waifu per anime, maybe more than one, but there has to be a number one.
Okay, so what we'll do is at the end of summer 2017 anime, you'll come back and we're gonna pick.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hopefully we pick the same, but if not, I believe it because I know your tastes differ from mine.
Yeah, man. And this waifu has been on the list a couple times. This is some so weeb shit we're talking about. we're gonna play this game. Okay, so let's get into it. First show I'm gonna bring into it. I think you just watched it. 18F.
Yeah, I just started that earlier today. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I think I'll be sitting through the rest.
Bro, I am so far, I'm 4 episodes deep, and episode 5 doesn't air for 2 days. So today is like, what is today? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. So we got 2 days and 11 hours before we get episode 5. So you got 2 days to get those other 2 knocked out. Overall, what are you thinking right now?
So I actually have first impressions that I kind of wrote down for it. So the opening sequence, I really enjoy it because it kind of alludes to like a psychedelic kind of mystery. And then the first 2 episodes are kind of like that. The show is kind of reminiscent of like Monogatari, where there's like a single male who seems to be going off and just fighting supernatural shit to rescue girls who are in trouble. Granted, it's pretty much the same supernatural thing every time with just like a different kind of like a different things going on that causes her issue. So It's not the same as Monogatari where it's literal supernatural. This is, dreams and whatnot, but still it's like it's kind of the same kind of thing, and I kind of dig that. I really liked the psychedelic atmosphere of the like whole dream world though, cuz they don't do that enough in anime. There's not that like there's not trippy shit everywhere in anime. Like it's a dime a dozen.
Oh yeah, no, man. This one here is first time I watched it, I think I got to about the second episode and I was really like, okay, this is straight up Monogatari. This is some of my favorite, which is one of my favorite series. Okay, so I've watched Bake, Oware, I've watched all of them.
Nisei,
yeah, I've watched everything. So when you start getting into that series and you start showing me something that even seems reminiscent of it, and it's kind of got a weird psychedelic edge to it, and it does have this thing. Like when I was a kid in the '80s, there was this movie. The Freddy Krueger movies came out, but there was this one called Dreamscape, and it was about people that could enter into dreams and help people, right? And somebody was using the dreams to kill off people.
You know what? The first thing I actually thought of with 18F, because, like I said, the opening sequence alluded to a psychedelic, like a psychedelic mystery to me, like a thriller or mystery. That's what I got from just the opening sequence, the music and all the imagery.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing that came to mind was a movie called Cell. Have you ever seen that? That freaky like killer, like entering the killer's comatose mind shit. That's the first thing I thought whenever I was watching the opening sequence. Was just, this reminds me of a trippy ass movie from the 90s.
Bro, totally.
Somebody's gonna die, and I was right.
Oh yeah, no man, definitely not sparing the violence on this one. Now here's the thing that gets me about this. According to what I had to go kind of look into it, but this is like a multimedia thing.
Yeah, it's based on a video game, I think.
Yeah, so there's a video game, there's a manga, and then we have an anime.
Yeah, I actually, from just watching the first 2 episodes, I really actually want to buy, or at least watch gameplay of the game, because it sounds like if the anime is following any bit of the game, I want to see what the hell the game's like. I want to see if it's visual novel style stuff where you're just watching a story, or if it's super interactive, because that sounds dope.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know what it is, but I kind of want to get in on it my damn self. It's definitely, it's so much good stuff this season, but this one, out of everything I'm watching, stood out more than I expected it to.
Yeah, it was I won't say it was like, a diamond in the rough, but it was definitely like, it had its own sheen among the other things that I've watched new from this season.
Oh, yeah.
Sad thing is I can't say that I've watched a lot of like sequels that are coming this season. Like the new game, I guess you can call it New Game 2 or New Game Plus, the new game, exclamation point. Haven't gotten into that because my Jankass hasn't watched the first one.
Oh, yeah, I watched that one as it aired, so I was all over this one. We'll come to that one. Let's talk about a series that is actually a continuation this summer season. You got to be watching My Hero Academia.
If you're not watching My Hero Academia, I don't think you like anime.
I'm going to tell you something. The person that convinced me to watch it, and I hate admitting this because he's going to be like, hell yeah, he's going to hear this episode and he's going to get happy. My friend Belly, we made our own anime talk group on Facebook, and it's just a giant group of like 7 or 8 of us, and we're all in there talking anime all week long.
Last night was a little rowdy.
Yeah, got real rowdy real quick last night.
Tornado.
Yeah. and it's and I want people to know this is a mix of men and women in this group. So it's not, I don't want everybody to be thinking it's just a bunch of guys in there talking crazy. No, there are women in this group, but it was cool. We were all having this talk about a film called Pornado, and that's
okay, so apparently I don't even know how to describe it. Literally, like the synopsis of this, I guess it's a hentai.
It's Sharknado.
It's Sharknado with hentai.
Slutty university girl.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
That was how they described it.
The first one was in Tokyo, I think, and the second one was in like not Okinawa, but another Osaka.
I want to say it's in Osaka.
You're probably right. It's probably Osaka.
I want to say it was really weird, but it's basically like this rainstorm comes and something in the rain is making women extremely horny. And
then there's like a group of students who like they take it upon themselves to defeat the horny chicks by fucking them.
Yeah,
it's like
it was just like we read and here's the thing. So this is part of Sentai Filmworks giant summer sale. Yeah, when I saw that was their giant summer sale, I was just kind of like, okay, well, that happened.
Well, that's whenever I stopped looking through the sale. I was like, okay, I found Tornado. I'm done.
Yeah, we went through the sale and we were like, oh, this box set. Oh, my God, this box set. And then we were all in the group kind of making our picks. And then we come to Tornado, and it was just like you said, okay, I'm done shopping, I'm out. And I said, why are you out? I just saw something called Tornado, and I was like, he's got to be joking. So I actually said, no, I'm not even looking through this list. I just typed in Tornado in the search, and it pulled up 1 and 2, and I was like, this is not happening. So then I had to go read them. I had to read the synopsis for both, and I was like, I love Sharknado, first of all. So that's one of my favorite films. So you're telling me there's a porn version of Sharknado and it's hentai.
While we're on the topic, you remember I mentioned the other hentai that's on there. What's it called? Grab her by the pussy. Let's make hentai great again.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was just like, nah, fam, no, not buying that. Not buying that one,
That
bro.
sounds like a drinking fucking game. Like,
Bro, I'm telling you, if first of all, if I see anime Donald Trump, I'm done. I got to take the whole summer off. I got to take the summer off. I'm going to need to be in counseling, and I'm just going to have to miss a lot of hours of work because I watch hentai Donald Trump grab somebody by the cooch.
oh God, no.
No, I can't do that. It's against the law. So we did My Hero Academia. My friend Belly got me into this one. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't. Okay,
Why
let me
not?
tell you.
Oh, because it's a shonen.
Well, yeah, and I'm trying to get away from shonen. I don't really like watching a lot of shonen. And so he was like, just please watch this show. It's so good. And I was like, no. So the first couple episodes, I watch it. I was just like, if I watch it, will you shut up about it? He said, if you watch it and you hate it, I forgot what the deal was. It was something I was going to win out of it. And I was like, okay, great. I have nothing to lose. So I watched it. And then the first 2 episodes, I'm like, the lead character cries too much. I said, it's okay, but this lead character is a big wuss, and I don't like him. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, he cries too much. He's kind of a wussy. I'm not down to watch this, man. This is terrible. Just watch 5 episodes. Okay, cool. So I get to the 5th episode, and then by the time the 5th episode ended, I was like, well, we're going to power through this. We got to watch the rest of this to see how this ends. Yeah. And I was addicted by the 5th episode. So,
yeah, I got put onto this show by one of my good buddies. You might remember Chance. He used to work with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned me onto it, and I hadn't looked back. Same kind of feeling though. Like the first episode or 2, it was like, what's his name? Toriyama, I think is his full name. Is like his family name, whatever. He was a big crybaby, and then he met All Might, and then life just started picking up, and it kind of I feel like it takes the shonen kind of like action superhero genre in a different light, because like it's not like One Punch Man where everybody's just, well, One Punch Man is overpowered, Saitama's overpowered, and it's not like basically any other superhero. This one is like this is a superhero develops from nothing, kind of like a nobody's hero becomes everybody's hero kind of thing, which is pretty kind of cool and unique in anime.
Yeah, I know, it really is, man. And because he is such, this character, you're watching this character develop through all this into what.
And you started rooting for the guy.
Oh, you do. Like, he's supposed to be the world's greatest hero. Now, 2nd season of this one has not disappointed me.
So, 2nd season, it started off, I think, still in the spring season time, but they took like a 2-week hiatus. Actually, we did an episode right like a week into that hiatus. Mm-hmm. Then they came off of it, and now they're I guess technically it's a summer season show at this point because it's still airing live.
Yeah.
Well, not live, but simulcast. And they're covering an arc that I hear is really badass, the Hero Killer arc. Because when I was looking at Crunchyroll comics, and like half of them were like, yeah, the Hero Killer arc, I love this part of the manga. And I was like, damn, I'm going to watch more and more and more.
Yeah, bro, let me tell you something right now. So we did the school games, and then they all got paired up with, to go out into the field and do their training, which is where they're out there learning, I guess they're interning with heroes.
Yeah.
And then that brought in this whole thing about the Hero Killer. And the Hero Killer, by his name, is going around killing heroes. That is what he does.
He's kind of a badass villain, too, because he has He's not like your typical anime villain that has no redeeming factors. Like, this guy is like, he doesn't want to team up with the League of Evil people.
Yeah, he's got his own moral code.
Yeah, he has like a legit moral code. He's like, yeah, I'm not just going to kill heroes because I want to kill them. I'm going to kill them because they need to die. Like, I mean, that's still pretty bad.
Yeah, but
like,
he has a reasoning to his whole thing, you know?
He's not just being a fucking crazy ass.
Yeah, I mean,
Plus, he says he doesn't want to kill All Might. He wants All Might to kill him or something like that. He says the only hero that is allowed to kill him is All Might.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting.
Sounds like a weird kind of like
he's
like
almost like the Joker to Batman on
kind
that
of. One. I feel like he's like a weird like mix between a yandere and a fanboy. He's like, I love you. I will kill you if you're with anybody else. But I also really love you. I don't know. Like,
and I want you to kill me.
Yeah, like it's really weird.
Yeah, it's really, really weird.
But I dig his character. He's one of the best villains, I think, of this season.
Yeah, no, man. He may want to be one of the best villains, bar none, across comics, manga, anything. Like, there's not a villain I've seen like him in media in a while. He's pretty different. He's pretty unique. I am enjoying this second season, though. This second half of the first or second season.
Yeah, I just have to catch up. I'm only like an episode or two behind, but I hear those episodes are badass. So
there is a fight.
I'll be watching those before.
There's a fight that takes place in these last two episodes. It kind of pulled a shonen trick on me, which is where a fight has to last 2 episodes, and it's kind of the shit I hated about shonen.
As long as it doesn't pull a Dragon Ball Z where it's like 12
7 episodes for one fucking fight is ridiculous. But no, it doesn't do that. But it does. It is a 2-episode fight, and both episodes are amazing. Both episodes are amazing. So you definitely want to get that one in. Next series I picked up on. I don't know if you're watching this one. I'm a sucker for romantic comedies, okay? That's my jam.
All right.
I love romance. I love absolutely adore romantic anime, okay? And romantic comedies get me every time. I'm watching one called Gamers this season.
Yeah, I started that one too recently. I dig it.
So funny. So, okay, thing about Gamers is, kind of give everybody caught up on this. Gamers is the story of a gaming club in a high school. So these guys start a club at high school, and I guess she's the school president?
No, she's just second year. She's really smart, really beautiful.
She's
a school idol.
Yeah,
she is
the school idol. Yeah, and she starts this, she resurrects this gaming club, and they're competitive gamers. They, are the best of the best at whatever games they play, and they go out and win awards and stuff. And so she's trying to recruit new members, and she recruits this one kid who's kind of standoffish, kind of a loner, and just loves gaming. He's a gaming otaku.
He's basically me, except I have friends.
He really is a lot of us, except we have friends. Yeah, that's the only difference in him and a bunch of the people that are in our group is we all have friends, even though our friends are each other. We all have friends. but he is definitely, I see a lot of myself when I watch his character. And just like me, oblivious when somebody has a crush on you.
I have that exact same issue.
I have no idea. Like, women have to come up to me and say, I'm kind of crushing on you. Really? I had no idea.
Boy, I want that dick. Yeah. That's what they got to tell me. Otherwise, you can't even say crushing. I'm just like, that's cool.
Yeah, thanks. You want to go read some comic books? Yeah, like, you're going to have to come out and say it. Like, there's going to have to be runway lights leading to your panties, because I don't know what you're talking about half the time. I don't know what's going on. I was just like, she doesn't want me like that. She's just a homie. So, yeah, I love this show. Romantic comedy-wise, I'm willing to say it's an 8 out of 10. The romances don't seem far-fetched. They seem really fun, and they're sweet. It's not overly perverted, which I love about that. It's refreshing.
Yeah, a lot of anime goes with that ecchi fucking trope, and then, like, it takes away from the value of the story whenever it's just like tits and ass in your face. Which I will say, I'm not against ecchi, but I don't want it like blatantly thrown at me like, here, you need to like, once this episode's over, you're gonna go fap, right? Yeah, here's some ecchi, bruh. It's like,
I don't
need that in my life.
I just want a romantic comedy where I go, I really want this boy to meet this girl and them to fall in love. That's what I wanted, was just a nice, funny, romantic relationship. That's all I want. And I'm getting that with Gamers. Definitely enjoying this one. It's going to make it hard to pick a number one because of that show.
Oh, yeah.
Because these first three that we've named are all killer this year.
I can promise my number one after the season will most probably be different from yours.
Oh, I'm almost willing to bet.
The one I'm loving the most is Slice of Life. That's my jam.
I know. We're going to get to that one, too. I'm watching another one. I don't know if you watched this. That it was on the list. I sent you guys a picture of my list of what I was watching. The Hajimete no Gal.
Nope, not watched that one. We can talk about it.
Now, here's the thing. This is that one where my first girlfriend is a gal. Is super ecchi.
That's like, the one with the blonde chick with like a fucking double D bust and shit, right?
Yeah, and it's, bro, so ecchi. Borderline hentai funny. Like, it knows it's a sex comedy. It is the American Pie of anime.
Okay.
It knows it's a sex comedy. Yeah, that's all it is. It is the American Pie of anime. It knows it's a sex comedy. It is a teen sex comedy, and it proudly wears that on its sleeves. You know, it comes in and goes, we're going to have to censor shots up close of panties where you can tell the definition of the woman's vagina. It's that kind of a show. Like, it actually has censor blocks over it if you watch it on Crunchyroll.
Oh, God.
It is a lot of censoring per episode. Like, a lot of unnecessary crotch shots per episode. Like, unrealistic. Like, I've never fallen down on the ground and a woman was standing above me and her skirt so short that I could tell what the mound looked like. It's never happened in real life. This is not for real life people. You cannot don't be a Slice of Life fan and watch this, because you're going to be like, this does not happen in real life. It does not. At least not in my life. It's never happened.
See, I'll probably still watch it. Like, it doesn't have to hurt me in that way. Like, you know, unrealistic. Like, if it's comedic, I like it.
It's super funny. I can't take away from it. But it knows what it is, and it doesn't try to shy away from what it is.
That's good. That's because, shows like Konosuba did that. Konosuba is not meant to be taken seriously. You're not supposed to be like, oh, this is a guy who died and went to another world and everything is like, everybody's being a fucking dumbass and all this other shit. Like, that one is like the definition of anime satire. Like, they know that they are satirical in nature. So if that's how was a gal something.
Yeah, my first girlfriend is a gal, or Hajimete no Gal. Yeah, it is it's what it is. What it is. Definitely, it's on Crunchyroll. I've been watching it there. I have a friend of mine that said he went to a website that shall remain nameless in Russia, but he wanted to see what the uncensored looked like, and he went, bruh. I can't repeat what he said, but I'll beep it out. His conversation to me was, hey, I went to that website and I watched the first episode uncensored. I said, so what did you think about it? He went, oh, girl got a fat beep. And I was like, really, bruh? He said, that beep is fat, bro. And I was like, that's the first thing you get from it? He said, man. He said, I knew with those censor bars on there, it was going to be bad. But when I saw it without the censor bars, that beep is fat, bro. And I was like, dude, why do you keep saying that word to me? He's like, I've never seen a beep that fat, bro. Like, that was the first 3 minutes of our conversation.
That's awesome.
I was like, I don't want to go there and watch it. I'm just going to watch it with the censor bars. I don't want to know because you're messing me up, man. He said, no, it's crazy. I was watching this show and I was ready to drop it. It's on Crunchyroll.
Is it the Fox Spirit?
Oh, God. Fox Spirit Matchmaker is, I guess, a Chinese anime.
Yeah, it's Chinese in origin.
And then they dubbed it and brought it over to Japan.
Yeah.
And then it's I'm not quite sure how I feel about this.
I haven't watched beyond the first episode. Not because I didn't want to, but mostly because I got tied up in other anime.
Bro,
but I don't know how I don't know how I feel about it just based on like the first episode. It's like the little fox girl that's supposed to be match made with this dude, and then like the actual like box art image used for the anime is dude and little fox girl, like he's holding her all fucking princess style, and it's kind of romantic. I'm like, I mean, I'm cool with lollies. I'm not really sure how I feel about an anime that suggests lolicon so much.
Yeah, this is weird, man. This is one of those animes that's like,
this is also coming
lolly,
from
but she's 600 years old.
This
I don't
is
give a
coming
crap.
from
She
the
looks
guy,
9.
This is coming from a guy who loved Oraimo.
Okay, yeah.
And that was a lolly fucking harem.
That was all on its own, a whole nother issue, man. That was just whoa. Another series that I will never finish. I know we've had that conversation
many times.
Yeah, but the Fox Spirit Matchmaker, the thing that got me about this one was I watched the first episode and I thought, this show is nonsensical. The storytelling is terrible. The pacing is all over the map, and I'm not quite sure what the hell happened after the first episode. Mm-hmm. Like, it was seriously, from a writing standpoint, just bad.
Yeah, I had a similar kind of take from the first episode.
And then my buddy said, well, you should always, I have my two episode rule, and that's Belly. He's always said that, give everything 2 episodes. So I watched the second episode, and it was somewhat better, but it was still somewhat erratic, and I was just like, but I think I figured out the story, because thank God they recapped it and told me what I was supposed to get from that episode. And there's a guy who shows up in the first episode that never shows up in the next 4. Okay, he shows up in episode 1. He comes in, he makes an introduction. I guess it's the guy's dad, and that's the last time you see him for the next 5 episodes. There are characters that showed up in the first episode that don't show back up until the 4th or 5th episode. So it was like, you shoved 20 characters into this first episode, and really, I'm only going to deal with 6 or 7 total? Why did you show me that other 13 characters that have nothing to do with this series? It was bad storytelling.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, but the 5th episode, I've kind of settled in, and I just stuck with it. I just kind of said, screw it. I hated it. I'll be honest with you. I hate the first episode, hated it. Second episode, still hate it, not as bad. 3rd, 4th, 5th episode, I'm kind of like, this is actually funny a little bit, and it's not that bad, but it's definitely not, it won't be making any top 5 list of this season, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I can tell that from just the first episode that I saw. I don't think it's going to make even my top 10 for this. There's a lot of anime this season.
There is. And man, I'm on episode 5, and it's going to be a 13 episode run, and it's going to be, I just think I'm at the point now I'm going to just power through it, okay? This next one, Isekai Shokoru, Restaurant to Another World.
That one is so good. And I don't know why it's so good. Like, I love slice of life, first of all. But really, every episode is literally like, here's a new character. They come into this restaurant from another world. They eat some food. And there's like a 3-minute fucking like review sequence on the food. But because it's slice of life and because I love the art. I love the art in this anime. And I love the actual, like, I feel like the actual, what's it called? The characters' reactions to the food and the characters' interactions with each other is extremely realistic. Like, I feel like this anime is literally as realistic a slice of life anime can be, regarding a restaurant that has a basement restaurant with a door that leads to another world. Like, this is as realistic as that can be, and it's really, I love it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the first episode. Now, I'm a sucker for a great opening song, and I'm a sucker for a great ending song. And then I'm a sucker for the music that plays in there. So I'm big on, like, when I watch anime, I grade it on, the art style. Because I believe in anime, there's 2 styles of art. There's cinematic movie quality art, and then there's regular TV show art, And this one borders on near cinematic at times.
Yeah. And it also has its, like, TV anime kind of moments too. Like,
yeah,
the characters get like the funny chibi faces like some characters do anyway.
Yeah, no, but it's amazing.
Otherwise, yeah, it's very like high production quality, like art. I really like the character design overall. Most of the characters,
love almost every character
fit their role. Lionel has been my favorite character as far as his reactions go, because he's the most TV anime character in the show so far.
He's the biggest, most ferocious, badass character on the show, and he's the most TV chibi guy in there. Yeah. Like, he has moments where you're like, I like him. I really like him. He's a great person.
His reactions are very TV anime as compared to a movie production.
Like, he does this thing and you just go, I like him.
Yeah,
I can relate to him.
His first taste of the meal that he always orders, he just like screams like at the top of his lungs for like 10 seconds straight.
Bro, let me tell you something. First time I had a pork cutlet, that's the same way I acted. I acted the same. I'm a sucker for food anime anyway. Mm-hmm. I love those. So like Food Wars is probably one of my favorite shows. But so much about Food Wars is I like watching the dishes be made. And I love cooking. Okay. So watching food be made and the presentation of the food, I always have to go eat before I watch that one. I cannot, like, if I watch it first and then go eat, I always go eat too much. So I eat before I watch that one. But there's been many a time I've done just a cup of noodles. I've had some ramen cup of noodles just to get through an episode of that. Just like cook up a cup, get me something to drink, and then I'll turn it on. And everybody's, why? I said, I'm going to need this to get through this episode. I'm going to need it. I'm just sit here and drink the juice and watch this episode because I'm going to need these noodles. And it is so good.
That's something that actually, like, I love about this show is, like, the presentation, the art style reflects on the food itself, because the food, of course, it's anime, so it doesn't look hyper realistic, but it's like legit. Like the food, the art, like it's set up to like it. And whenever they place the food out, it looks like what you would expect. For example, from like Final Fantasy 15, whenever Ignis is like making a meal, and it like the game presents you with just a shot of the meal. Like this anime does basically the same thing, and the food looks like almost true to life, kind of an anime interpretation.
Oh God, yeah, no, and that's the thing. You know, like what I've been seeing is when Food Wars came out, there was a thing that they did where they would show how much it would cost to make that meal in real life with those cuts of meat, and then what they present it that way. I would love it if somebody did that with this show.
I want a cookbook to come out for this show. Like if a cookbook is even announced, if it's kickstarted or whatever, I am gonna go all in. I am ordering that fucking cookbook day one.
I would do that with you. No, seriously, because these meals that they're making on here, whether it's the pork cutlet or the tofu steak, I'm not a big tofu person. I want that tofu steak.
Dude, that tofu steak looked amazing. I'm not really into tofu either. If it's in my my hot and sour soup or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've never straight had like a tofu steak, but that tofu steak looked legit.
Bro, and I'm not vegan, but I want that tofu steak. I want that tofu steak so bad. Yeah, there's a show, if you got a chance, you have Netflix, right?
I do.
Samurai Gourmet.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It's real life show. It's based on a manga, so it's live action, but it's about a salary man, a company man that was retired. And now he's retired, and his wife, you know, she was a stay-at-home wife, and she's got her own life. She sings with the choir. She's always got her book club and gardening. She's got things. He worked all his life. So now he just travels around in his retirement, going around and experiencing food at different, like, restaurants around town. Love this show. Like The Midnight Diner and Samurai Gourmet on Netflix, two of my favorite shows. Watch Samurai Gourmet. You're going to get a restaurant to another world feel. The way they present the food, it's all about foodies. Like it deep down, if I were to do another show, a podcast, and Brandon and I have talked about this, we've always thought about doing a live action show where we go around the restaurants around Austin, especially the little hole in the wall restaurants, and eat meals and just conversate with a different guest each week. And it's about us trying different food and talking to people and connecting with guest stars each week over meals. And it's still in the back of our head. Year 2 of Team Lift may not look like year 1. There will still be a podcast, but there will be more live entertainment going to Twitch. We're plotting it. But this anime makes me want to do that show even more because I love food anime.
That would be legit.
Oh, man, I want to do it, man. It'd just be so fun to just take a different person out each week and eat with them around
It'd be great to do that, have that started, and then like take a trip, to Japan or something.
Which we're already talking.
Yeah.
There is and if people, I've been thinking about this. Our group is so big for the Japan trip, but what if we just opened it up and told somebody, you could go with Team Lift when we go to Japan? I mean, because it's not like we're not doing, there's an 8-bedroom house that we're doing through Airbnb.
Ooh.
So everybody already in the group is getting their own rooms. And some of those rooms were supposed to have twin beds in them, so it would sleep more than one person. And I was like, that means more people could go on the trip with us. And it'd just be like, hey, you may end up sharing a room with somebody from the Team Lift podcast, but you would get your own bed. It's not like you got to share a bed with one of us. That's cool. But yeah, I still think we may open that trip up to more people because now that Reed's going and he's bringing cameras, we're already talking about going around town with cameras and eating. just eating a lot around Japan. But we're going to go to restaurants that are already been in animes that we're watching.
Ooh, I like that. We're probably gonna be in Akiba for a while then.
Oh yeah, no man, there's lots of restaurants that we've seen, and we've been making a list of like, okay, this restaurant by name showed up on this anime, and if you can go watch this one to see this episode. I started building the list. So I'm building a list and I'm plotting it.
Right on.
I'm plotting it. Cool. So let's keep this moving. This next one, I like this show, In Another World with My Smartphone.
That one I feel is very interesting. That anime trope, the whole like starting life in a new world kind of trope. It's been done a lot. It's been done in many different ways. For example, Dot Hack did it. Sword Art Online kind of did it, like where you're trapped in another world, but you're in another world essentially.
Right.
Konosuba did it with their satire.
Well, I think that's the thing is that recently it's a lot of you died and you go to another world seems to be the thing.
ReZero.
So ReZero and Konosuba definitely were deaths.
No, I'm not so sure about ReZero being a death. Like he literally like collapsed in his world after going to a fucking convenience store and then woke up in the world he's in now. Like I'm not so sure it was a death so much as like some form of like transdimensional teleportation.
Yeah, something's going on with him. He could be in a coma right now in the real world.
Yeah, he could be dreaming. Rim could be a dream. Oh my god, no.
Don't start opening that door. That is a slippery slope.
No.
But that's the thing about this show is, and I'm glad you kind of mentioned that when you mentioned ReZero. In Another World with My Smartphone definitely has a ReZero feel to it.
Yeah.
And the things that you pointed out blew me away because, see, when I was watching it, I kind of felt like this is the show I wanted ReZero to be before ReZero turned into something else that broke my damn heart.
Yeah, pretty much before like episode 5 or 6 of ReZero, it kind of felt like this show was the path ReZero was going to take. Like before he got to the mansion and like died 3 times.
Yeah, you were just thinking, oh, this is going to be cute and it's going to be funny and it's going to be kind of ecchi, but not over the top, And then ReZero decided, no, we're going to get really, really dark and we're going to deal with some dark things. And these deaths are going to get really way more violent.
Yeah, ReZero.
And I was like, what the God's name am I watching?
ReZero is one of those animes that it hurt me to watch.
Yeah, no, it put me through some things. This one here, I loved every episode so far. I'm caught up on this one. I am 3 deep on it. And this one here, I think episode 4 aired this morning.
Yeah, what are your initial impressions, would you say? Like, where do you think the show's going? Because I have a happy little list here of what I think is going to happen. There's some more women that we see in the opening credits. Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a harem.
That's what I'm saying too.
I see harem.
I think it's going to be a light harem though. I don't think it's going to be like chicks are all over him trying to get his dick or anything. I think it's going to be more like they're into him because he's kind of a badass.
He's a badass and he's got character.
Yeah, he has a legit character. Like he's not like full of himself like fucking like what's his name in ReZero? I don't want to say Natsume. I might be wrong.
I can't think of that dude's name.
I know it starts with an N. It's been so many months since I finished that.
But the lead character in there.
He was like full of himself. Then he was like depressed all the hell. Then he was full of himself. And now at the end of ReZero's 25 episode run, he's finally like he has a redeemed character. He's somebody I want to see succeed. Yeah. This guy right off the bat, like he knows the situation he's in. He's not like overly full of himself. In fact, he's actually kind of like he feels like he's kind of cheating because the god of this anime's world basically gave him the ability to be a badass, so he feels like he's kind of cheating.
Yeah, I mean he's acknowledges that it's like, hey, that all my base stats have been maxed out, is how he refers to it, like a video game. And if all my base stats are maxed out, I'm overpowered for this world.
Yeah.
And so he's so aware of that, but he's never like cocky about it. And he really does like knowing that he has all these stats maxed out and he has his smartphone in this, kind of magical world of lizard men and mystery and magic. He knows he has a smartphone and it gives him an edge. He can use the map on it. He can Google things from our world
Yeah.
Like he does
the first
that.
episode, he teaches the people there how to make ice cream.
Yeah, he Googles how to make ice cream and then tells them we need a magic to keep this cold and, here's how we'll do it. And then he teaches them this and brings this dessert over and he helps this restaurant become one of the most popular in the series.
See, the only real concern, like the only negative concern I have about the anime is I'm not really sure there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. Like I'm not sure if they're going to like have major conflicts. I don't know if this guy's pretty much just going to ride a happy road the whole way or what's going to happen, but we're only 4 episodes in deep this morning, so
yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we still have at least 8 episodes left. I don't know how many the season's going to run for.
I can tell you. So this one here is going to be, oh no, I do not know. So far it just says unknown.
Oh.
Interesting. So we do know that it's probably going to be about 12 or 13 if we were hazarding a guess. But then again, if this turns into 25, it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
No,
I need this.
I'd be okay with it because it's like I said, it's a light harem. As far as I've seen so far, there's not profuse at all ecchi. There's no like tit shot, ass shots. The characters kind of react in a way that I could agree with. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the only concern I have is there's not likely so far there's not been like major conflict or anything. Like there's not been like the whole if you die you must restart thing from ReZero. There's not the whole Konosuba thing where you have to kill the boss to escape that world. Well, actually, that's not really that's not Kazuma's issue. That's Aqua's issue. Yeah. But still, basically, it's just there doesn't seem to be an overarching conflict. He pretty much died because God had an accident
and dropped lightning on him, and it hit him.
Yeah, and now he's just chilling in this world, being the biggest badass.
Yeah, and it's based on a light novel.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there is a light novel called Isekai wa Smartphone to Tomo ni. Which my Japanese is probably terrible, and I apologize already, but Isekai wa Smartphone to Tomo ni. So, yeah, maybe something to check into.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like, we've had so many series like this that came over and did so well that they end up translating the light novel and bringing them to the U.S.
Oh, I think, is this one that I wrote that down? Oh, no, Gamers is the one that I wrote that down. So Gamers, just to bring this back up real quick, Gamers is being published and produced by Kadokawa, which has a reputation of making anime to promote their manga and then not really going on with the story anime style.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kadokawa is the same people who did Konosuba.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're lucky, Gamers will have a second season. If we're not, this is pretty much just to promote the manga.
There's something going on this one, too. So we know that the licensor for this was Funimation.
Okay.
And that Sony Pictures has now made a move to buy controlling shares of Funimation.
Okay.
Sony seems like the kind of people that want to...
Sony kind of wants to make as much as they can out of it. So if there's story to write, they'll probably keep on going.
That's what I like about the only chance of Sony getting involved in this. But yeah, it's definitely... Kadokawa has a bad habit of, we're going to give you this anime and get you addicted.
Yeah, that's what ruined me with Konosuba, because they stopped... So the first and second season, they pretty much only kill... Well, they didn't kill. They got rid of 2 of the Demon King's henchmen, because one of them's no longer a henchman. The other one they kind of killed, and he was able to escape from it. Then they finally killed one, the slug monster guy. Mm-hmm. And then now we're we're not really sure where the show's going, because I think that they still have I want to say 4 or 5 more, maybe 6 more evil people to kill to finish the quote-unquote game or whatever, to basically finish the story and let Aqua leave. So I don't know. That one's kind of like ReZero for me, where they have so much more potential for the show and so much more story they could put into it. But as far as Konosuba is concerned, all they've confirmed at this point is that there is a new animation coming out. They have not told us if it's going to be a movie or an OVA or a whole new series. Everybody's fingers are crossed for a series. I wouldn't be hurt for an OVA, but if they're going to waste an hour and a half to 2 hours of my life on a movie, I might be a little upset.
Yeah, I kind of want to know what they're going to do with it, though. I will throw this one in there. I don't know if you did it. I'm going to put it in as a summer 2017 anime. Only reason I'm putting it in as a summer 2017 anime is because Netflix brought it to us. Little Witch Academia.
So that one I've not seen. It's actually on my list. It's something I want to watch. I've just not seen that one yet. And it's mostly I want to watch it because I like cute anime girls.
It is a weird series. Okay, here's why I'm gonna say this. So this one here has created an issue, and I think you've seen it in the anime community where people are talking about Netflix is ruining anime. That's the big headline. Netflix is ruining anime. Netflix is ruining anime. And I kind of get the argument. So here's what it was. Little Witch Academia is 25 episodes, right? Netflix gives us only the first 13 episodes and then tells us that's season 1. When season 1 was actually 25 episodes. And it aired from January, let's think. I want to say the first episode aired there January 9th, 2017, and it ran all the way to June 26, 2017, which means this series is done. So why Netflix didn't give us all 25 episodes and dub all 25 episodes, I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know where that. I mean, I understand where the problem with Netflix comes with Little Witch Academia, but Netflix is also the reason that I got back into watching a lot of anime. Because Netflix, I didn't have Crunchyroll before. I had Netflix for I've had Netflix for like 5 or 6 years or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch some anime again. This was like late last year. I decided to get back into like big time. I've loved anime since I was a kid. Yeah. I didn't watch it hardcore like I do now, but I got back into it because I watched Gurren Lagann through Netflix and just fucking loved the entire series. And that also hurt me. That series also hurt me a lot. But I watched Gurren Lagann through Netflix, and because of Netflix, literally just watching one show on Netflix, I picked up a Crunchyroll subscription and started fucking going hard on anime again. Like,
yeah, I got to give it to that because I watched Bleach. I watched all 366 episodes of Bleach.
Good God.
Yeah, and that was last summer. That was my goal. I'm going to finish one shonen series. And I looked at One Piece and said, no, I'm not going to do that 700.
Nope.
And then I looked over at Fairy Tales and I went, I'm probably only going to do the first couple seasons of this. And then Bleach won by default. And then I finished it. And I actually enjoyed the ride. I really enjoyed the ride that Bleach was, man. Bleach was a really entertaining series for me.
See, I want to watch and I want to finish Bleach. I've watched the first season, the second season, and then it kind of got into a lot of, it kind of like pulled the DBZ tactic where they did a lot of filler, and then the arc started like just becoming like over the top, basically DBZ again, where everything got crazy over the top. Everybody's just fucking overpowered and shit. And I didn't really follow it beyond like the third season. So like that's one of those shows I want to finish just for the principle.
You could actually go to Hulu. Had everything, and they had the beauty of Hulu was it had all 366 episodes, and they had dub and sub.
Ooh. And
you could choose how you wanted to watch it. And so I decided I'm going to run with. I think I did the first couple seasons dubbed, and then I finished sub the rest of the time.
All right.
I just wanted to finish it, so I watched it sub. And man, it was a hell of a ride. But there's websites on there that'll tell you could knock out this whole season and skip it. It's just filler. You can skip this whole season as filler. I watched everything, filler and all. But it pissed me off. The filler was definitely like, why are you giving me 15 episodes of filler in this one season when we could just keep on telling this amazing story? And they would leave on a cliffhanger from nobody's business. And I was like, I'm so glad I didn't watch this when it was airing because you can't give me a season that's a cliffhanger and then I got to go 15 episodes before we go back to that cliffhanger.
Now, this is a little off topic from summer anime. I have a question about Bleach for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember at what point it was whenever they discovered like the little kind of ghost girl at the carnival, and then there was like a graveyard and they had to like kill some demon that was trying to eat the girl or some shit like that, and the girl turned out to have like powers or some shit? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's like a fair, one of the big defining factors of this little arc was like there's a Ferris wheel, like basically the Eye of London looking kind of Ferris wheel.
Wasn't that the movie?
Was it the movie?
That sounds like the movie.
That's probably the movie then. I remember I watched it on Toonami.
I think it was the movie.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it was one of the movies.
All right.
That's the problem.
All right.
That's the problem with that show. There was a shit ton of movies too.
That's the problem with a lot of anime is that I can't like. follow the series and then watch a movie whenever the movie happened like halfway through the series that I just finished.
Yeah, and you don't know, like, where does this movie even fall into this series of stuff? Yeah, I think that's one of the movies. I'll have to go look up. I have tons of writing on that one, and I could break that into a whole episode.
Yeah.
What it put me through. I am going to talk about probably one of the most salacious soap operas to ever air. And I'm not going to lie when I tell you, I am hanging on every freaking word of this show. Netsua Trap.
What does trap mean? Is this the trap or is this just like a trap?
Like a trap, like a normal trap.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think somebody's running around with both, with a penis and looking like a hot chick. No.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But it could happen on this show and I wouldn't even be shocked at this point.
Traps.
Here's why. So it's about these two young girls. They're in high school and they've grown up together since they were in elementary school and they're best friends. And this girl, and I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this to you because it's so hard to say this. So listen to this. Yuma and Hotaru have been friends since childhood. So it's only natural that when Yuma is nervous about the new boyfriend, she asks Hotaru for advice. But when Hotaru starts coming on to Yuma for what feels like more than just practice, what does it mean? With boyfriends in the foreground but a secret passionate tryst in the background, will Yuma and Hotaru try to forget what happened between them, or have they fallen into a trap of true love and betrayal?
Okay.
So it's Yuri as
I remember
fuck.
you telling me about this like a week ago.
Yeah, this is super Yuri. Like, it's very hot lesbian sex.
Is this like, whoa.
No, it's hot
Whoa.
lesbian sex.
Whoa. Okay. We need to tell Jonathan about this because he loves the Yuri. I have him watching Sakura Trick.
Oh, yeah.
I gave him my Crunchyroll login, and he's been watching Sakura Trick.
He's got to watch this. This is like The Bold and the Beautiful soap opera and Yuri.
Good God.
So it's like, because what it is she's nervous about going on her date with her boyfriend, and then it seems that her friend's like, well, let me help you relax and we'll pretend we're on a date. And then that's how you hold hands. And then she starts kissing her. And then she starts making out with her and she keeps doing weird stuff to her. So each episode, I'm like, oh my God, why can this chick not just tell her friend to back off? Your friend is molesting you. This is weird. You're letting her dominate you. But it's so crazy.
Where do I watch this?
It's Crunchyroll.
Oh my God.
It is on Crunchyroll. Let me tell you something about this thing. I'm on episode 4, and these are like 9 or 12-minute episodes. They are not long, but good God, these 9-minute episodes pack so much heat in there. And this is a manga. There is a manga for this. I don't know if I'm old enough to read this manga. But here's the thing about it. This is PG-13.
Is it classified as a seinen, or is it classified as something else? I feel like it has to be a seinen.
I want to say Shoujo AI.
Shoujo AI.
Shoujo I, Shoujo I. So it's kind of,
Because seinen are typically directed at adults, young adults. Mm-hmm. Shoujo are directed at girls.
Mm-hmm. They kind of classify this one as shoujo.
Okay.
But it's very Yuri.
Interesting.
Very, very Yuri. Very, 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 very Yuri. And then here's the thing. There's 2 boyfriends, right? One of the boyfriends is an asshole. Like, he is the epitome of bad person. Terrible, terrible person. He's a terrible person. There's nothing redeeming about him. And the other guy is really amazing. All right? And the good girl, who's always getting molested by a friend, has the really amazing boyfriend. And it's not fair to him. He's getting cheated on, and he has no idea. He knows something's up, but he doesn't know what's up. Where the other boyfriend has figured out that these two are doing stuff, and he's basically forcing his girl to have sex, or I'm going to tell everybody. And I'm going to ruin your life and hers.
It sounds like a really, a twist on the School Days that you're also telling me to watch.
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to do an episode of animes that fucked us. That's going to be the name of the episode. Animes that fucked us. School Days is my number 1. I'll think about it. School Days is up there. This one is going to make that list.
I have to watch all of the above.
Yeah, this one's going to make my list. ReZero, School Days, animes that kind of took me on these trips that I wasn't prepared for emotionally or mentally, and then left me alone, abused in the dark, wondering if they would ever call me again. That's pretty much what happened. On those. So this one is terrible, but I cannot turn away. So,
What we got next?
man, that Zua Trap kills me. This one, we're going to finally talk about it.
Go on.
New game. You hadn't watched it.
I haven't watched it. I have to be honest. I haven't even watched the first season. It's on my list. It's on my fucking Crunchyroll list. I really want to watch it because it has fucking cute girls in it. So, yeah, it needs to happen. That'll probably be one of my next projects. I'm like trying to truck through Monogatari, and I'm also trying to truck through the Fate series, but I need to watch other things too. So, new game will probably be on my list.
Yeah, but this one here is pretty neat. It's
Tell me about your feelings.
I think I can't think of her name. If it's Aoba Suzukaze, Suzukaze, and she's like a fresh high school graduate that is easily mistaken as a middle school student, and she joins this game company, and they're making one of her favorite games. Like it'd be like me getting a job to remake Final Fantasy Tactics.
All right.
Or to make Final Fantasy Tactics Part 2.
I would love to be a part of that project.
Right. Well, this is what happens. She gets to go work for a video game company that's remaking her favorite game, and she's a 3D artist. So she's a 3D artist at this company.
It sounds like something else Jonathan would be into.
Oh, my God.
He's a 3D artist, so.
Dude, it's so good. It is so good. So, and it's based on a manga. And it's the whole company, I think it's Eagle Jump Games. It's the name of the company, Eagle Jump. And it's just all females working for the company. So from the head graphic designer to the 3D artist to the producer of the game, the director of the game, everybody's females. Okay. The whole team is all female.
Are they all cute girls?
Every single one of them.
Perfect.
Every freaking single one of them is amazingly cute.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it's just like you watch her. The first season is them trying to launch, I want to say it was Fairies 2 or Fairies 3, whatever. It's the continuation of her favorite game. And she gets to work on it. So it's a dream job for her. And you just kind of watch her develop into a young adult woman who's, doing her thing, stepping out into the world, into the business world for the first time. And she's learning how to be in that corporate situation and those friendships that form and, working relationships with people that you meet at work. And then, you say, you like video games. We like video games. We're best friends now. It's really cute and fun to watch. I love this show.
I feel like I could relate to this show a lot.
Bro.
Dude, if for example, if Intelligent Systems offered me a job as a developer, I would move to Japan in an instant. Because Intelligent Systems makes my favorite series, Fire Emblem, so that would be amazing.
Yeah, no, bro, it would totally be this kind of gig if somebody came to me and said, what's your favorite video game of all time? This game. We're going to make part 2, and you're now moving here to be a 3D artist for that game. This show takes her through that, through launch season, and the sleeping under your desk. It really gets into that whole thing, and crunch time, and the stress of crunch time, and the game show, and the launch party when the game comes out, and then waiting for the reviews of the game, and how well was it received.
Those are some stressful times, man. I was at BioWare whenever we pre-launch of SWOTOR. Mm-hmm. Man, those were some fucking hard times. Crunch time, launch date, and all that shit.
Bro, well, there's so much going on in this show, and it's so amazing. Like, I really enjoy this show. So when season 2 came around, I was like, hell to the yeah, I'm all over this show, okay? And once again, 3 episodes in, I think episode 4 aired this morning. It's one of the Tuesday shows, and I love it. I've not been disappointed yet. Right on. I'm just never disappointed by this series. There's nothing about it that disappoints me. So definitely, if you can, definitely jump. I would tell you, there's a lot of anime where I said, you don't have to watch the first season to jump into this one. I think it would be important to watch the first season of this one because you get to understand why these characters are so amazing. And how they really tick. And part 2 plays on the idea of it's not playing catch up, it's just continuing. So it's not building these characters up. You already know these characters. You've done a season with these characters. Nice. So we're just going to continue this story of them. And I think watching the first one on this one would be really important.
Cool.
And my first waifu's on here.
Oh.
My first waifu. I found out something about me. When it comes to waifus, I like grown-ass women.
Yeah.
So even in my real life, I like grown-ass women, mm-hmm. Okay? My anime waifu is a grown-ass woman. It's not some little girl. She is like, this is a grown-ass woman. And she's just, Yumiko is just that name. She's got that tan skin, so she looks like a light-skinned black girl.
Is she the purple-haired one?
No,
No.
man, no. Bro.
I've seen a lot of GIFs from the show, and like a lot of my like GIF meme collection is from this show actually. I know that I think there's a tan skin like purple haired girl or something like that from the show, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm gonna show you a picture of the new game. Yeah, let me show you. Like, that's how bad it is. I tap on it, and that's her.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen her.
Yeah, man, she's one of the she's a debugger on there, and she has a short temper, and she doesn't put up with a lot of crap. And
Sounds like your kind of woman.
yeah, dude, she's like a grown ass one. She's really supposed to be like 25, and she's like the chief of programming team. She's the chief of the programming team at Eagle Jump. And she's really strict, and she's a big military fan. Like when it comes to guns and airsoft, she's all over that whole thing.
Yeah, one of the gifts that I have in my little collection is her taking out an airsoft pistol and shooting another girl in the forehead.
Yes, yeah, she's shooting the director in the forehead.
Oh god, that's amazing. I have to watch it now just because I know that that's what's happening there.
Yeah, that's who she shoot. The director keeps screwing up and saying, "Oh, we're gonna make this change. You know that brings work to me." Yeah, pow. And she shoots her. Yeah, she keeps a gun loaded at work. She said, every time you mess up, I get to shoot you.
That's amazing.
She said, I'll do the work, but we have to set a deal. And that's like, she basically puts that in her contract. Anytime you mess up and it creates more work for me, I get to shoot you.
That sounds like something I would do.
Bro, she does it the second season, it's forehead thumps. So she gets to pop you in the forehead with a click. Oh, and dude, she wrecks the director. I wait for her to wreck the director. I just wait for the director to say something stupid and watch it happen.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, it's so amazing. I love this. She's a grown woman. She's my waifu. Yumiko, oh my God, just, never thought I could fall for an anime woman, but it happened. And it was beautiful, and it was natural, and the love was real.
Yeah, I think I have the opposite problem. I usually pick a waifu per anime. Maybe 2 sometimes.
Yeah, I need to get better about that, man. But I'm monogamous on this waifu. I pick one anime woman and I say, she has my heart for the rest of my life until the day we die. There it goes. So yeah, she's amazing. This next one, I don't know if you're watching it. Shizuri Children.
That one, oh, that's the one, we talked about that in the anime group.
Yes.
With like the really fucking adorable scene where she like finds his porn.
Oh my God. She comes over to help him do homework, right? And then she finds porn. And not only is it porn, it's uncensored American porn.
Good, the best.
Yeah, so she finds the uncensored stuff at his house, and they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and she's reading the magazine, and he's just kind of so embarrassed. He's like, I thought you were going to do homework. Oh, really? That's what you thought? You bring me over here, and you got this garbage in your room, and you thought, you were just trying to bring me over to seduce me. Come on, let's get it over with. Here, just take me now. And he's like, I can't do that. And it's this amazing scene that is them two. Will they or won't they? That's the whole scene. I don't want to ruin it for you, but the whole scene is based on that gift that we had in the room. And it's all over Facebook right now, like when it's, when your girlfriend finds your porn collection. It is amazing. That whole scene in all of its glory plays out so wonderfully. And it's funny, and it's touching. It reminds you of the awkwardness that you experienced the first time you lost your virginity. It is everything. It is the most scene of the year. Scene of the year vote right there.
All right.
I don't remember watching another scene that made me laugh and cry and just be like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing.
We're going to make a list here. Roderick, we're going to make a list.
You're making a list.
We're going to make a list. So at the end of this season, and forgive this noise, any listeners.
No.
We're gonna make a list of what we want to cover at the end of the season, like bests of. I think that's a perfect one to add to the list.
So we're gonna put best scene.
Yeah, best scene. Why the hell not? That sounds like an amazing thing. It's gonna be hard to top that because I haven't watched the anime and I saw that scene and I thought that scene was fucking genius.
Oh, bro, it is that whole show. Here's the thing about this show. So it's almost like, you remember films like Love Actually and Valentine's Day, where it was all these little different vignettes that tied together. They were just all little different romantic stories. Shizuri Children is that. So it's all these different love stories, about people confessing to their first love or the first crushes or boyfriend and girlfriends or these weird odd couples that somehow become a couple, right? it tells the story of all these different romances. So there's multiple romance arcs going on, but we get different, like each episode may be like, oh, we're going to talk about these 3 or 4 couples this episode. And the next episode, we'll talk about these new couples. And then maybe episode 2, we'll come back to 2 couples from episode 1 and 2 couples from episode 2. And that's how the whole thing goes. It is so freaking good.
Right on.
It is so good. I loved it's 5 episodes deep. It also 12 minutes long.
Okay.
Easy to knock it out.
Yeah. How many episodes is it in?
This is another one where we don't know how many episodes we're going to get out of this one. So far, I know there are 5 out there.
All right.
There are 5, and it is, man, so good. Like, this one right now is my early runner for, it may be my anime of the season of summer 2017. It's a front runner. It and gamers are battling it out, but Restaurant to Another World, my God. Oh,
that one has a very that one touches me at home because before I wanted to do game development, I wanted to be a chef. Like I loved in high school, I loved watching Master Chef.
Yeah.
I loved watching basically all of Gordon Ramsay's shows. I loved watching Anthony Bourdain's shows. I loved watching even what's his name, the dude with the fucking spiky hair and the weird like black and white fucking goatee. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I loved watching basically everything that was fun on Travel Channel and the Food Network.
Yeah, I watched all those shows.
I grew up and out of high school, I wanted to be a chef. And yeah, like that the Restaurant to Another World touches me at home with that kind of like with that just everything it does.
I used to watch the original Japanese Iron Chefs with
those were legit.
Yeah, I used to watch that. So then then it had the voiceover, where and you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. I used to watch those. So I'm a huge fan for cooking shows anyway. I grew up with Julia Childs when she was on PBS and all that. So I love that kind of stuff. But man, that Restaurant to Another World, Gamers, and Shizuri Children, pretty much my top 3 right now.
Right on.
But that Netzua Trap, god dang, that's a soap opera and a half. I just got to figure out where that's going. I think that's my guilty pleasure of the season.
Cool. Did you have any other shows that you wanted to talk about?
That's pretty much my list. You got any that we didn't cover?
I don't have anything we didn't cover. I just have one little small topic that we could bring up now and then finalize later.
Okay, let's do this.
It's going to be, so I decided I want to nominate a few potential waifus for the season. And at the end of the season, we can decide on the number 1.
Now, this is what Brandon would call that weeb shit y'all be on. This is how Brandon always said, y'all always on that weeb shit. And this is what this is. Let's do it. So, right. I've already made my pick. I've already said it's going to be Yumiko from New Game Plus or New Game Season 2. She's white. She's waifu. She's it. If I was 25 right now, she's the girl I'm dating. I'm just gonna wife her. I'm gonna put a ring on it.
There you go.
So there we go. That's my 1.
That's your 1. So I have 4. Actually, I have 5. Technically,
you are a anime man slut.
I am.
You got 5 waifus. You are an anime man slut.
No, these are just nominations. Okay. Nominations for best waifu of the season. So there's 2 waifus from the Restaurant to Another World. Aleta, she's the ram horn.
She has the ram horn.
She's got the ram horn. She's like a demon in
the
their
main
world.
Waitress at the bar. Yeah.
She's cute, driven with black little goat horns, and she's a waitress in a maid outfit. Why don't you love that? I mean, that's awesome. Second pick from that show is Victoria, the half-elf of royal descent. Her parents are both human, but apparently if there's elf blood in the lineage anywhere, you can randomly make a half-elf.
You could randomly end up a half-elf.
So she's a sorceress, and she loves desserts. And that's pretty dope. Also, she's super pretty.
Yeah, she's the sorceress princess.
Yeah.
Or princess sorceress. I forget how they say it, but yeah.
The next one is from In Another World with my smartphone. It's Lindsay. She is one of the 2 twin sisters. I kind of apparently I have a thing for the younger twin because Rim is best waifu, and now Lindsay has a nomination for summer season's best waifu. That's no reason otherwise, just younger twin. Oh, funny thing I noticed though about that show is that the younger twin in this one, just like ReZero, has a bigger bust.
Which was a weird thing to notice. Like, I didn't even notice it until you told me. I was like, before we even started recording the show, you said, the twin, the younger of the twins, always has the bigger bust in these animes. And I was like, what? So when we were getting ready to do the prep for the show and Brandon was doing everything to get the mics ready, I was just kind of over here Googling pictures of Rim, and I was looking at it going, damn, she did have a bigger bust. I had no idea. I was messed up on that.
So my last 2 nominations for the summer season so far come from gamers. One of them is Tendo. She is the president of the gamer club. Basically, all I wrote down here for my notes for that were kawaii gamer girl / school idol. What's not to love? Mm-hmm. Literally, she is a gamer girl. She keeps it on the down low because she's also like the most popular girl in the school. But I mean, she's apparently super hot. She's super smart. And she's super athletic. But she loves
Tendo is beautiful, man.
She loves to play games. So,
but her name is Karen Tendo.
Yeah, Karen Tendo. Her name is Nintendo.
Yeah.
Karen Tendo.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I caught on to that in the first. When they said her first name was Karen and then her last name was Tendo, I was like, and you know what I love about this show? It's another thing. They always have like PS4 game boxes and they talk about PC games and they talk about all the different games and they really get into the gamer culture really well. But that's her name makes her the other one. So who's your other waifu from that one?
The last waifu on the list, her name, I actually don't know. I didn't actually catch it because they say it like once in the show. It's the upperclassman in the gamer club who plays fighting games.
She never talks the whole first episode.
She never talks at all the whole. She even she has a moment where after they're talking about the club outside the club room, she like comes out and hands the fight pad.
Yeah, the fight controller.
Yeah, she hands that to the dude that they're trying to recruit and like doesn't say a word. But I think just her character design and the fact that she's probably nearly legal, if not legal, at least in Texas, she'd probably be legal because 17-year-old, I see your hand on your face.
I had to cover my eyes.
But
did this fool just say this to me?
It is
some weeb fucking shit right here.
Yeah. Brandon has been recording this show, and this was hard for him to not have said anything for this.
But yeah, no, like she's a obviously very good fighter player, and chicks who play fighters are basically like chicks who play drums to me, like hot as hell. Like,
so if a girl plays the drums or a girl is good at fighter games,
yes,
you're there.
Yes. I love drummer girls. I love chicks who play gamer girls in general, period. But fighting games, I suck at fighting games. If a chick's good at a fighting game though, that's waifu material.
Bro, you're going to be easy to find a date for.
I still there's still the outer thing that has to work for me. But yeah,
I'm not gonna hook you up with somebody that looks like Edith Bunker, but I mean, I'm gonna find you a woman that's like a relatively attractive, super intelligent, and she likes fighting games, and I'm gonna be like, I want you to meet my friend Xane.
If she's Japanese, it's a guaranteed third date already.
Well, we're going to Anime CTX this coming weekend. We're gonna be there. By the time this show airs, we will be coming back from Anime CTX.
Yeah, but
I'm going to go in the game room and look for you a wife. I'm actually going to do it. Like one day I'm going to go, hey, you want to date a member of Team Live? And I'm going to just be like, not me.
I'll give you half of my business cards and you can just hand them out.
Yeah, I noticed you playing Blaze Blue and you're really good and you're 25-0.
My God, if you find a fucking Blaze Blue player, I will die.
Yeah, bro, because the only people I know that play it is me and Belly.
That game is full of waifu.
Oh God, yeah, no, me and Belly play the hell out of that online on the PS4. So yeah, I'm gonna find you a woman. I'm finding you a woman. This is gonna be cool. All right, man. I think we had a good show. Now here's the thing: if you've listened to this and you like any of these, you can definitely reach out to us on our anime on our email. Oh my God, on my anime. I wish I had an anime. On our email is goteamlive@gmail.com. You can definitely reach out to us, call us, tell us that you're what you like, what you disagree with. We're open to that. We were going to have Hondo on here. He was supposed to come do this episode with us, and we wanted to kind of get his takes on what the season was. We may bring him in at the end of the season if he can make it and see what he thinks. It'd be definitely interesting. But you and I think, brought a pretty good list of what we're watching. Yeah,
and I mean, if anybody wants to suggest more best of the season anime, that'd be awesome, because right now I have best scene, waifu, best conflict, best cringe, and anime of the season. But best, and of course best waifu.
I do know one that I was told, and this is Belly sent this in, and he says we need to be watching Welcome to the Ballroom, which if you have Amazon Prime is on anime strike.
All right.
I have not watched it yet.
Well, I can borrow a Prime account from somebody I know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're going to have to watch this one. I have not watched it yet. I will be borrowing a Prime account also.
I'm open to suggestions for the best of summer 17. So
I put something in our room today. I don't know if you saw this, but I put in it was basically called Fastening Days. And it's in our anime room, and it's a 10-minute episode, and it is actually YKK zippers. The YKK zippers. It's a 10-minute anime commercial about zippers. And I never thought this would work. The animation is adorable. The story is cute. The music is performed by J-pop group Perfume.
Ooh, I like Perfume.
Yeah, Perfume does the closing songs for both episodes. It's 2 episodes, 20 minutes, you can knock it out. I put episode 1 in our group today. It's actually, you can find this on YouTube.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. All right.
So I hooked that up for everybody. Watch Faceting Days. That's why it's like I counted it as one of my summer animes. I just got turned on to it today because I was homesick, fighting some weird stuff. But, I was able to get up tonight and do this episode. But, man, I was terrible today. So I looked like a monster this morning. But it was definitely great little cute 10-minute anime. And then part 2, continuation of the story. 20 minutes, you can be done with it.
Cool.
All right, well, cool, man. I think we got everything we wanted to cover this week. Once again, guys, man, we always appreciate you tuning in. What we really appreciate is the people that are listening to the show and making it grow. And to the 21 people in Japan that are blowing this show up, thank you. Please, 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 what we're asking you to do. I know this sounds so contrived and everybody says it. Please subscribe. Please share these episodes with your friends. If you have a friend that's into anime, share the episode with them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's about, man. We want to dialogue with everybody.
If you got suggestions, if you got topics you want covered, I'm down.
Hit us up.
That's why I'm here. I'm the anime guy.
Yeah, and we're still wanting to try to do live where people can call in while we're doing a live show. That would be so much fun, I think.
Oh, yeah.
If we could just get that done one time and just let people interact with us. We want to hear from you, and we appreciate everything that you send to us. And so, guys, man, Xane, once again, thanks for coming out, man.
Yep.
Always appreciate it. Brandon, thank you for being the engineer super extraordinaire that you are. And just, you did really good, Brandon. You waited almost an hour and a half before you said that's some weeb shit. So I'm super proud of you. You let this whole episode go and only said one bad thing about it. So that's amazing. But no, guys, it's your boy Coach. You can catch me on Twitter. Peace out. We love you. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Team Lift Podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page at GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages at Coach Silky and at Thighside. You can direct questions and comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.